Hello, everybody. Welcome to another session. Hope everybody have a very Merry Christmas and New Year coming up. Keep safe and pure party, clean party. um, so how are you, Fabian?
Oh yeah, I had a nice and very peaceful Christmas, and I had a very say up and down year, like it is in samsara. But now I'm very happy being in Germany in winter time where everything's cold and people are withdrawn from the street, and you have nice and clean energy around and peaceful people reflecting upon their year, how it's been and all that. So I'm sort of in the same mode right now and thinking about different questions which came up in like doing my trade, for instance. And one of them was uh, how to stay like I'm doing a child educator trade and I'm in school and there's like 20 people with me in that school, in that class, and it's being very chaotic due to many reasons which I'm not going to cover here. But um, yeah, it's for me the question arose how to remain energetically pure and clean while dealing and talking and being with say difficult people, people who not clean their mind, who have very dense energy and yeah, and like gossip, I don't know, and sort of trying to blow out your spiritual light. And yeah, and you feel polluted after that. So I was thinking, it's a good question to rise because maybe many people are having that difficulty as well, and not feeling protected and not feeling safe and covered, and sort of go down the line how people being like with the stream. So yeah, maybe you can give clarity in that.
Okay. Okay. One of the perspective or a perception that you can approach this problem is to remind yourself that number one, you and a whole lot of other people are there to do something good, right? Those people that are with you are also learning and are learning a trade, and they will come out into service, right? Into teaching children. So they are doing something good. Now,
Mhm.
we can't control the external, we can't control the environment, but we can control how we perceive it. We can control our perception and our attitude in reacting or responding to that, right? So that um, so that we don't add our thoughts and our feeling on top of what is happening to us. Yes, there are people who are self-aware and they maintain their peace, they maintain mindfulness. And yes, there are people who consciously develop kindness and the viharas, and they meditate. And so their vessel is relatively clean, right? But there are people who isn't conscious of that, who hasn't been thought of that, who hasn't even considered the path of doing that, right? Um, so, and yes, they emit different vibration. They are in a different frequency or consciousness, so to speak, and we not it's not we absorb, energy. It's not like we consciously absorb. It's a flow of energy, so we can't really in control of it. So if you are light and you're pure, most likely the dense energy would flow to you. It's just a natural flow of the energy, right?
Mhm.
So I don't think think you want to really block that, because actually you might do some kind of protection into like visualization or mantra, or I've heard many other people doing all this kind of thing that surround themselves in protection, but that's not the path for me, right? I would approach the path of metta, a path of compassion. So if you are light and the energy flow to you, that means the person is relieved. The person is not dense as much. They're in contact with you. They feel more peaceful. They're quieter. They feel a bit uplifted, and that's our service, right? That's our compassion. Yes, there are tools and methods and tips, things that we can do afterwards where we can cleanse ourselves. For example, you can go for running. Sport is a very good cleansing because we are very active. And plus, when we do sport, our mind doesn't revolve around the tiredness, the fatigue, and making stories out of it. Another very good cleansing is jumping into the ocean, right? But not every country is fortunate like Australia, where we are ginormous island, and everywhere is coastal, and just like half an hour, 10 minutes, you hit the beach. If you don't have the beach, then there might be a lake or a pool, or if you don't have any of those, you can jump into the shower. Right, you can jump and try to make the water as cold as you can take it, because the initial shock of the coldness is what cleanses you, right? Because it brings you straight into the body. And a lot of the surface energy is cleansed. And of course, meditation. So when you meditate and you scan yourself, and your body is relaxing, and you're in the present moment, and you're not into fabrication or story making, the energy is released, right? That is why we meditate every day, to clean ourselves. Because as long as we're not into thinking and making stories about our pain, or about what's happening today, or who giving us out the energy, or that, then it's a natural process that meditation is purification, because it's allowed the energy to surface. And when it surfaces, it might give us pain, but if we just relax some more, scan our body, scan our muscles, and relax, then we don't trap it. We don't tense up and hold the energy, right? So that's normally what I would do. But the ultimate protection is wisdom, right? Ultimate protection is wisdom, in the sense, wisdom here, I mean, our ability to be self-aware, like to know what's happening. So if we know that, okay, we've been triggered, we're in this classroom with lots of these people, and we're coming out and we're very tired, we fatigue, we feel heavy, got headache, then you know what to do, right? We don't make stories about who is dense and that person is dense, that person shouldn't come to class. No, we don't do that. We focus on ourselves and not on the external, right? We do what is in our capacity of control to do. So we know what to do, and go for a walk. We do those things that in our tool bag. So yeah, so wisdom, the lump of salt scenario, the lump of salt analogy, right? So with our metta and our precepts, our sila, our samadhi, and eventually our wisdom is what make the water big, so that when our karma, our negative karma that come up and causes our suffering, then it's dissolved or it's diluted. It's diluted not in terms of the intensity, but in terms of our wisdom. It might dilute it in terms of what's happening to us physically also, but majorly it's diluted because of our ability, our wisdom to recognize the stress point, and we know what to do when we're in suffering. Like we feel the pain instead of going into suffering. So that is wisdom, right? That is and our ability to shift our perception, right? Shift what is limiting or what is causing us suffering, and to shift that perception, and that is also wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So does that help?
That it definitely does help. Also, yeah, to get a new perspective for the situation. I was just thinking if the wisdom or the mindfulness or yeah, the sati, right, is not strong enough in order to bring up or samadhi is not strong enough in order to bring up that thought of self-awareness, right? So so that happens to me sometimes, right? Like if I'm in
Okay.
class and I meet all these people and I'm being with all that, and then there's so much information also dropping from the teachers, and you hear the sounds, and it's really hard to not follow the conversations they're having, which sometimes giving pain. So because I try to make it like Ajahn Chah, like it's not the sound which disturbs you, it's you to disturb the sound, right? So I'm like, yeah, I try that. It's just yeah, it's really
Okay.
heavy.
Mm.
So yeah.
So um what we do is try to regularly during the day tune into your body, right? Tuning meaning regularly, I mean like every 2 hours, scan your body, just a very quick scan, right? And then you will feel where is your body tense up, right? And you relax that. And another purpose of tuning into your body is to know what you feel, right? So if you are not self-aware or don't know what program is being triggered or running in your head, then but your feeling can tell you, your body, your feeling, what are you feeling now? So if you are a bit agitated or a bit frustrated or a bit uncomfortable, then just go to your mind and examine your thoughts. What are you thinking?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Right.
Because then you track it down, so to speak.
Yes, because your feeling and emotion and being in the body is the first sign. It's a quite an easy sign to detect because your body tells you, right? Your muscle tense, your teeth clench, your tummy a bit hurt, or butterfly, and you have some kind of emotion. Definitely some kind of thought is going on there. So can you shift that perception? Can you shift it to more compassion, to more kindness, to more in service? Or what kind of perception would allow you to maintain a peace of mind and a meta mind?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's yeah, that's very good you're pointing that out. It's what just came to mind is that well, being in the markets, most of the time it's like it's really hard to be observative, right? So most of the time it is required from you to sort of react, right? To be reactive. So I think that is the point, right? Because spirituality, or like, following the spiritual paths, most of the time observing, right? The body, the feelings, the yeah, whatever, emotions. But because so much things happen, like yeah, which you have to deal with and react to. So reaction is required. So that is actually kicking this spiritual observative mode away, right? Because you have to react in talking, in doing, in whatever. So yeah, that is the difficulty, right? So that the self-awareness is gonna come up, and that you know what to do, and you scan and you remind yourself. Yeah, so I think that's, for
Mm,
me at least,
mm,
that's a difficulty.
mm. So we can't be perfect. We can't expect ourselves to be perfect. And we can't expect ourselves to make the right decision and always be mentor and compassionate. Even if we react and we forget to like respond and observe, but our actions and the reaction of others would elicit some kind of feelings and intensity in our body. So if we keep that tuning into the body, we will detect it. Even though we might not be able to detect early, we be able to detect a bit later, and then we can deal with it then, right? So we don't let things accumulate to the point where we are exhausted by the time we come home, right?
Yeah,
We
yeah, that's right.
consciously relax and release the energy as it come in.
Yeah, that's, yeah, exactly. And that's sometimes the point where yeah, it sort of enters, and then you don't like that feeling, right? And then you into like and dislike, and then you're drawn into this reaction. I don't want that, right?
Yeah,
Get away.
resistance. Yeah.
Resistance, yeah.
Mm.
So
And
you say
yes.
it's important to stay open, right? So entirely stay open.
Yes. Most importantly is tune into your body regularly and relax it. So if anything is coming in, you're able to let it go. You're not holding on to it. You're not holding to that sensation of uncomfortableness. You can relax it. You can open out. You can open your muscles, open your heart, and then let things release as they come.
Yes. That's a good point. Um, so maybe in addition to that, it's important to tell you that, like, if I try to meditate, or sit down on my cushion, and then I have, because of all of that happening in the day, I sit there, close my eyes, and try to watch the breath. It just does not happen, right? Because there's so much things, like a cinema coming up, like and also I hear even voice and fights or arguments, and then whatever the teacher says, and whatever happened for whatever reasons, gossip and stuff. And then I have all that in the mind, and then I also, like, if I don't have that in the mind, I have sloth and torpor and fatigue and tiredness. I don't even, I'm not sharp enough. So that is my problem after that. Yeah.
Well, what I would recommend is just to rest first, like 15 minutes, just lay down, close your eyes and rest, or just like a power nap or a quick half an hour nap before you meditate. And then when you do meditate, don't jump into the breath, right? Because the breath comes later when we are calm enough. But when we first sit down on the cushion, even for me, even after 20 years or 25 years, I wouldn't jump straight into the breath. I would just first relax. I would stay with the sound, right? I would stay with the ear, see like, what do I hear? And just hear. I'm just within my hearing, and that's it. And then eventually the body would calm by itself, because we are not in our mind. And when the mind calm, the breath will come, and then we can stay with the breath or stay with the feelings, whatever arises.
Hmm. Yeah, that's a good point. I just have to remember that. Um, so maybe yeah. So maybe one more thing, like if you encounter people and basically you are in the class and in whatever, right? You close your eyes, you wait till the teacher comes, or till the break ends, and you basically scan your body if you remember that, and then you're still hearing whatever you see your attention goes somewhere else. So what do you think is best to do? Like should you just like follow the sound then, or you come up with mantra, or you go on and remove yourself from the room and go somewhere else as long as teacher is not there? So what would you do,
Okay.
suggest?
Uh, whatever that work for you, I can give you a few suggestions. So if I'm in a room with a lot of noise, and my practice is to sit anywhere and meditate, right? You can sit in the mess hall, you can sit out in the canteen, you can sit out in the bars, you can sit in the busy city, you can sit in the bus station, train station, you can sit anywhere and you'll be able to meditate. And that's because when I stay with the hearing, I remind myself that all the noise is just sound. So
Hmm.
even if people conversation, even though it is a conversation, it's still just sound. So if you keep reminding yourself to stay at the ear, at contact, not out there where the meaning and the words are, you're just staying with the vibration of the ear, just the sound,
Hmm.
and you're safe anywhere.
Yeah, yeah, it's a good point. Yeah, sometimes I do catch myself in actually going from my attention and going out, and then sometimes I catch myself that I'm also not here. I'm not here. I'm more in the heart. I see what the impact of the words actually do to me, right? So either I'm too far out or I'm too far in.
That's right. That's right. If you let your mind wander and follow conversation, it will affect you. But if everything is just sound, then you have to remind yourself, just sound waves, just sound. Reduce every noise, every words to just sound.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. Sometimes I think like it would be easier if you don't understand the language you're in,
Yeah.
right? So that would be another. It would be really just sound, right? So it's like, oh, interesting, but nothing more to add, right? So you not have a certain
Mm,
position to what this opinion
mm,
of this or that person, nothing. You just
mm.
yeah,
Some
interesting.
people some people get really frustrated and go crazy on the dog barking, right? You might have a neighbor dog that doesn't shut up, right? So it
I
might
do.
drive, yeah, it might drive you nuts. So you have to do the same. You have to, that's what Ajahn Chah say, don't disturb the sound, meaning because you make it into noise, you make it into a dog, then you disturbed it, right? Because in actual fact, it's just sound waves. It's just
Yes.
different frequency sound waves, but because you make it into a dog barking, then you disturb.
Yeah, that's right. Already dog barking is the problem, but uh like actually being the dog is not supposed to bark. It's way too loud. It annoys me from it distracts me from whatever I have to do. So you go all into the stories, right? And then you
Resistance.
believe it, right? And then you bark back, so to speak.
Yeah. 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 So that's the that's the hard part of practicing in the market, because we don't have a perfect peaceful environment like in a monastery, and we don't have the
Yes.
time. So we have to, put do a little bit here wherever we can have or catch some spare time, and we have to be able to do in every environment, because beggars are not choosers. We can't choose our environment, because that is what practicing in the market is.
Yes, yes, that's right. So, yeah, so that's yeah, you really covered it very well. I just try to think of something that yeah, another question which comes up, but yeah, maybe you could clarify one more thing, like about you said we don't absorb the energy. Basically, it's more like an energy flow, and you cannot control it
Mm,
because sometimes that's the feeling. I it's like I'm a container, or I'm a vessel, and then actually it sort of kicks my uh, energy out, which I had initially, and which was a good one
mm.
for whatever reasons. I
Well,
meditate before or
mm.
I was calm, and then I'm gone and the energy is in. So maybe you could clarify that one more time, please.
Well, to say that we absorbs, meaning there is somebody in there to absorb, but in actual fact, there's nobody, right? Um, the illusion of us in control of taking in or blocking things out is quite illusory. Um, while in fact it's conditional. Everything is conditional, everything is dependent, and everything is nature. um, so when we say that that person meet this or that person does that, it's more like blaming, why didn't this person do, keep himself clean. And to say that we absorbs, so that means that there is something consciously that we can do to block it. But that's, as you know, it's just our sense of self.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, so the sense of self creates the vessel, and the
No,
yeah.
actually, it is actually the sense of self that hold on to the energy that is coming in. So
Ah,
when your vessel is empty of self, things just flow through. There is nothing catching, there is nothing sticking, right, into the vessel. So what's come, yes, be uncomfortable, but then it go out, right? So just everybody go through that phase. And if you are lucky to make it to non-self, then you will experience things moving through and not
yes.
catching and not hurting you anymore, not making you tired, not exhausting, no more headache, no more fatigue.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice vessel now.
Yes, that's right. It's a bottomless vessel, right? So there's no, it's just going through, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, I think that covered beautifully everything I wanted to ask you and wanted to know about the topic of how to remain energetically pure while dealing with people talking and yeah, dragging you down.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you very much, man.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you people for tuning in. And we'll see you again next time. Do you know what you want to talk about next time?
Nothing comes to mind now because I'm trying to digest what we just talked about. But I'm sure just in a minute something else comes gonna pump up. So yeah, yeah, I'll let you know then. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Bye.
Bye, Kishin.